All right. And we are back at it again. Let's check really quick over here. Not to forget. Sounds good, or looks good. And over here as well, cool. And then we can go to wide. Minimized. Let's do this. That one is Twitch, X, TikTok, Instagram. All right, let's go. Hey, Robert. It's pretty late, isn't it? Almost midnight. So we are continuing our development of the Van Life app for the hackathon. Van Life Compass app. That's the website. Just for a quick recap, an app that allows you to find other van life people to either do activities together while you are on the road passing through, or matching with them upon different interests. So you could be looking for someone you want to date, but you could also look for someone to make friends with, or other goals. Builders, you can offer your builder help, in building stuff for vans. So for example, if you are really good at installing lights in your van, you can say, hey, I can do anything with lights and electric components because I understand how that works, Or others are like, oh, piping, toilet, if that's even a thing for vans, stuff like that. You can do that here. And I think profile we already forewent in favor of home. So that's the idea. And we have like 4 days left to submit something that's working. And I have been working yesterday on the backend stuff to register, login, authenticate, and secure endpoints behind the token authentication. Now, and then I reworked the onboarding screen. This one seems to be ignoring safe area. Oh, because we changed the right. I don't like where this is going right now. Let's see. It went from tab view to new onboarding page view. Transition opacity. Transition. Let's see. Why is transition opacity when previously it was slide? Ja, was ist los, kleiner Mann?
Somebody has to help me because you're controlling a floor that's over.
You controlling a floor?
Yeah.
Are you in a dungeon?
Yeah. You have to control the floor to get the marble into the hole.
Okay.
And there's even a treasure chest. And I did it. I didn't do it.
You did it? I can help you. All right, I'll be right back. My son needs a really quick help with Zelda Breath of the Wild. Actually, I can do the be right back. No, you know what? This is more interesting here. What if I'm just gonna show this something appealing to look at. Let me close that, reopen. Right. Okay, I'll be right back. What is that?
Oh! This one. It has a treasure chest on it. The controller is back there, up there.
How did you get that there?
See? Easy. So the marble has to go from there. Go there. I could have light it down.
Did you do the dungeon already? Is it done?
No.
You just started? You found this new dungeon? We did it. All right, we unlocked something. How are we looking over here? Looking good. Let's move this over here. And so because I replaced the tab view with a single current, gives it a default horizontal slide for free once we render, clean neutral baseline if you want the alt slide. Yeah, I don't want to change functionality feature just because I changed code. Look at me writing English and not caring. I wonder if this is gonna in the future just make AI worse, because we are all just not gonna care that we write proper English. Got it. Let's keep the alt slide feel while still preventing swipe. I updated the transition to slide again. Let's see if that works. That flow. Onboarding. Continue. Why is it turning into wide? What's happening here? New onboarding view. Now whenever I tap on continue, the new view does slide in, however the old view disappears or turns, and I see a white view instead of it as the new view slides in.
Miss, you have to get the treasure chest, remember? Treasure chest.
Can you solve the dungeon first, go through and do the other things instead of getting the treasure chest there?
But what if it has something like...
Usually it only has like rubies or something, not something special.
No, it doesn't.
I think so. I can check. Let me see.
So if you get on there for me, can you pretty please get on there for me so I can...
Okay. Oh boy. All right. Fix the white gap by keeping the previous page on screen during the slide. Let's see if that works. Transition direction, previous page. Oh. Awesome. It breaks everything. Git checkout everything. And then new chat. It didn't do anything I like. Eamon did a bunch of stuff too, so might as well just check what he's done. Okay, we got that. I don't like that we can swipe like this. Whoa. Yeah, this is not good. How would we do a simple slide experience? Can you help me implement a simple slide experience where we slide from one view to... How would we do that? We would have... I mean, in UI kit land, it would be pretty simple with collection view, for example. Is there something like that? To another on a button press, but not on a user swipe gesture. In UI kit land, I think you would use a collection view. Not sure if there's an equivalent in Swift UI. Let's see what it says. Yes, in SwiftUI, the simplest way to get slide on button press only is to drive a Z-step with a state and apply transition move edge. Second view, transition move edge, else first view, animation, overlay, alignment. Put first view and second view in their own files as separate view types. This approach has no swipe gesture at all, so only your button. But what if trailing, move edge trailing, move edge leading? If you specifically want a paging container, you can use tab view. No, with tab use tab page and then swallow the drag gesture via a high priority empty drag gesture, but it's more brittle. The Z-stack transition approach is the most direct and reliable. Can you create a new onboarding flow view? Because we have a current one. New file and calling it new onboarding flow view that implements all the screens that the current onboarding flow view is showing. However, the new onboarding flow view shall use new onboarding page, new onboarding page view, and the suggested Z-stack approach, or a better one if Z-stack only works well with two views and we're having multiples here. Let's try that. See what Codex does. I'm planning to open and review existing files. So what I'm trying to think is we have this flow and we have index display mode. Yeah, we have pagination, but we have swipe gestures. I want to disable, and I would like to slide forward. Where's the simulator? I don't want to be able to do that. That doesn't look good. The reason why we see the next image is probably because it's overlapping. That container should have a clipping It should have a container with a clipping. That new onboarding view. VStack. Where is the image? The VStack has a background, exactly. But it should be clipping. Created Van Life Compass new onboarding flow view with a ZStack driven button only slide transition across all onboarding pages using same no test run if you want it wired example. Replace onboarding flow view usage. Tell me where it's instantiated. Why am I telling you this if you could check it yourself? But let's do clip first and see if that solves the overlapping image problem. So yeah, see, that's solving it. Now it slides properly, but it should ignore save area for sure. How would you solve that? Ignore save area, edges, top. How about we do top and bottom and then clipped? So left and right, we don't. Doesn't make a difference. Okay, never mind then. Now let's do new onboarding flow view. Let's see where this is used. Root view is using it. Onboarding flow view, that's just preview. So we can just say new, right? Just use the same thing. Can't swipe, but we still have the issue of it disappearing. Ignore save area. Transition page transition. Move. Asymmetric. Okay, I replaced it and the slide in works. However, the previous view disappears before the slide in finishes, leading to a white background to be seen. Let's see if it can handle that. Yeah, still initially thinking. Designing explicit slide animation with offsets. I'm planning an explicit offset-based slide animation using Geometry Reader to get width tracking previous and current indexes and slide direction and state, then animating incoming and outgoing views with manually updated offsets. The animation duration matches the existing one, and dispatch queue will clear the previous view after animation completes to preserve the background seamlessly. That sounds quite complicated. Do we need it this way? What I'm wondering, can we not just instantiate all the views next to one another and just slide through them? You know? Yeah, that doesn't look good. What is that? Swift UI's onboarding. Onboarding kit. No, this is too. Why does it look so old? I would like to see that looks cool, not what we want. Presentation slides, slide kit. No. No. Pager. Yeah, how old is that? Super old. Let me check the sources. Sources, Swift UI pager, helper page, page transition, page wrapper, pager buildable, pager. Oh, it's also supporting macOS. Why does it look so weird? UI glitches. Now, can't we just instantiate all views next to one another and just slide horizontally to the right spot? That's exactly what I was thinking, just keeping it simple, but let's see if that works. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is kind of what we want. Except that it should not clip over or go over. If this is ignoring, oh, you know what? We are going to say for new on-page view, it's not going to be the image that ignores the save area. It's going to be the, what do you call it? The VStack, right? That's going to expand, but then we're going to clip. So we stay within the view frame. I think that should work, in my head at least. So we continue. Yeah, see, that works. Perfect. Okay, nice. Now we are ignoring save area here, so the image can expand. What if we don't want to ignore save area? I wonder. How would you reintroduce save areas? Nice. Looks good. Any idea how I can make the VStack in new onboarding page view, ignore save area for the sake of the background image expanding, filling up the entire screen. However, reintroducing save area inside the VStack so that the content stays within. Answer in chat. Let's see what Codex knows. We got that. Save area padding bottom. If you want tighter control, background, ignore save area padding that. If I do ignore save area on the image, then I can see the image spill into my first view. Then I can see the image of the second onboarding page spill into my first onboarding page when instantiating new onboarding flow view. Any solutions for that? That's why I clipped let's see, keep the content inside the save area. Yes, that happens because all pages are live exactly, and each page's background image is allowed to draw outside exactly. Clip each page to its frame. Yeah, that sounds good. Outside of it, fix clipped. That is not going to work, is it? This keeps each page's full complete image confined. We can give this a try. I'm not sure that's gonna work because I think we tried that. Because it's gonna clip the image based on the save area of the VStack, which is not expanding. So what was our current issue right now? Why did I ask that? Make the VStack and yeah, right, because I wanted the content back in. New onboarding page view. I would like we can do that on here and then clipped. Whoops. New onboarding flow view would have this guy clipped. That makes sense to me. Nice, but I don't see this being in save area. Ignore save area for image. But the VStack is not. Why not? If I say ignore save area, does it look any different? It's the same thing, right? What if I say save area padding all? Now we do have padding and oh yeah, was that one? Let me see. Let me take a screenshot here. I wonder if the title text was into the status bar earlier. It was. Okay, so now that is an improvement. It's right on top. Okay, great. So, reintroducing that. Good. iOS dev, is it fun? It's awesome. I love it. Have been loving it for 12 years.
If you want to know, I found something interesting.
Interesting. What did you
I
find?
don't know what it is, but could you come see what it if you know what it is in Zelda?
Did you pick it up?
It was nothing to pick up. It was something glowing.
Glowing. Like a rock you can maybe harvest? Can you hit it and then pick it up?
No, it wasn't that.
Alright.
I can't
Yo,
tell
what's
you
up,
until
Stefan?
I pop up.
Bambi. Good to see you. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna have to check something in Zelda.
If you see it, I can tell you. What is this? What is this? I don't know, but it was perfect in a way. Who put that flame on? And what is even that? But how? You can check. Maybe you go there. It's the house. Where? But what is that? How do you open it? How do you get inside? How do you know there's nothing inside if you have the key?
Gaming emergency? Yes. He found the cool flame and he wanted to show me and see if it can do something, but it just looked like it's in a village, some kind of statue with flame. I'm not sure. It didn't seem like you can do anything with it. It just looked cool. Okay. I think we fixed the onboarding pagination, and this is still not really safe area, but it's okay. We can do the page title, VStack, the background, that's that. We do add padding here. Spacer, yeah, that's interesting. We have a spacer, and then we have a spacer pushes it back up. Why do we have a VStack here like that? Why do we need a VStack like this? You know what I mean? Card. Oh, this is the card. Okay. That one I understand. Which means that's this. And then why don't we do that? Let's see what that does. If it's breaking anything. Reducing one layer. I'm not sure why it's going all the way in there. It doesn't look to me like it has save area spacing. But horizontal can just be that default, and then we can do vertical. Maybe 30. So now it's wait. You know what? I would like to know background color red. Are we going to see things? Yeah. Exactly. So why is it up so much? We see it up all the way, but then this whole thing is not at the bottom. If we remove padding, min height, that's for the card, right? That's this card. This has too much padding too. For some reason. Wait, not that guy. The subtitle. Such a strange behavior. It has padding on the left and right, but not on top. If I say save area padding all, if I remove that, no save area padding at all. Why not? Why don't we have it by default? It's not like I'm asking to ignore it, right? I'm not asking to ignore it. Let me give it... I don't understand this. Do we have defaults? I have only used Xcode to debug C++ code. Never knew people actually use it. Really? Are you... It's hard to believe, to be honest, because Xcode is the #1 tool to use for iOS development and macOS development, right? There's no other tool that's officially supported or dare to say as good. So you have never known people actually use it. On Twitter, I only know people using it, but I might be just in a different niche. So what are you working on then? Yeah, I guess, but I thought people would use VS Code. There is people using VS Code, but Xcode is so buggy, man. I think I tweeted about how Xcode got a better review over the last couple of years, over the time, if you check the App Store reviews. To me personally, I like Xcode better than... I used VS Code as well. I used a lot of IDEs in the past. Like, I started with JetBrains IDEs, which are great. They're just like, it feels like they just are in their element. Anything after that was not native didn't feel good. I can just feel it's not native, and I like the native feeling of Xcode. So it might just also be me. So we are at 3 stars. I think in the past it was even 2.5. So we're climbing up there. Let's see how it goes this year, because Xcode just released the integration of any AI, right? Claude and Codex into Xcode directly. So basically what I'm doing right here, you can chat and make it build stuff, and has MCP, so you can run your iOS simulator, take screenshots as well. I think it's going to be exciting to see. But I feel you, you're not alone, not the first to say that. It's super buggy. It gets worse and worse every year, I think. So it's the opposite of what I'm saying. We'll see which direction it goes. I'm curious. And in terms of what I'm coding, just to answer that question really quick, is the app here. I want to fix the onboarding right now. I think I'm overcomplicating it. I'm not sure why it has this issue. I want to nail the onboarding. It's gonna be the first experience you see. So, oh wait, at least we have background color red is the full thing, right? So what projects are you using coding then in for C++? Is it game? Is it Unreal Engine? That would be my first guess. Unreal Engine, C++, and then maybe releasing an app for iOS, and that's why you want to debug in Xcode. Otherwise, I could not explain myself why you would use Xcode. But I'm curious to hear. If we remove this, what's happening then? Are we all back in the safe area? Still looks funky. New onboarding flow. This. And then let's move the background red. Safe area. We're not doing anything with safe area, are we? Yo. Yeah, we're not doing anything with it. Why wouldn't it be just in... I understand this because it's not clipped. I don't understand why we are full like that. Scale to fill, resizable. We can just remove the... Is it because I removed... No, that makes no sense to me. Is it because it uses the proxy here to get the frame and sets it? It's just getting the size of... Ignore safe area. Oi. Oh, interesting. Do we need to do that? Let me see if we don't need to do that to get the full size of the screen. That's even more intrusive. We are getting... see here. What is that? Let's try to not do that. Let's go step by step. Okay, now we are within safe area, right? We could say edges ignoring safe area. Ignore safe area. Why are we doubling it? What if we say... If we say top and bottom are the only ones we are ignoring. Now it goes from top to bottom. And if we go back inside here and say clipped, because we want each view to clip by its size, by its width. Okay, and then this guy should have, after it's clipped, actually inside this guy, this VStack, the last thing, we're saying scale to fill, right? Background. This guy should have safe area padding. All again. Reintroduce them. Except for the background. It works for this, it doesn't work for that guy. For some reason. But they did make it smaller this year by removing the Intel batteries. Oh, I didn't notice that. I like that. I work on game engine for mobile apps, yeah. There you go. I wasn't too far off, but Xcode has the best graphics debugger in the world. Bar none. Literally best GPU debugger. The hardware is what helps me appreciate Apple. Software has been such a sad situation. So what are you using to debug graphics? Xcode has so many professional features that a lot of people might not be even aware of, like, you know, memory graph, how to properly use it, and debug your app for memory leaks and why it's consuming so much memory. And you can, you know, also the other instruments where you can measure startup launch time and other heavy time intense actions or views or functions you're executing to then debug whether it's necessary or how you can improve that. That's what I'm aware of. That's awesome. But graphics debugger, I've not dabbled with that. Okay, this one, you know why it's in the center? It should be, that's why we said leading. Alignment, leading. Just so it's on the left side. It confuses me that it has so much padding, but it doesn't, I don't think. And then it's on top like that. So it's interesting why this would be considered safe area, right? Let's see here, maybe that's why it said ignore safe area and then edges ignoring safe area. It doesn't seem like we need this anymore at all. And here we could, on the VStacks, we say save area padding. What if we just say it again? Save area bar. Oh, let's say it shows a specified content as a custom bar above or below the modified view. Save area inset. Shows the specified content above. Save area padding. If I say all again, does it just increase the padding again? I wonder. It kind of does. Now it's double. This one is spilling out. Oh man, that's so finicky. In UIKit, that would be easier. This is not spilling out anymore. Why would this one care? Why would the text not move? That's so strange. All just because we have a background image that we want to fill the entire screen with. Just because of that. Okay, I'm gonna go back one more time and not ignore any safe areas. Just to stay within, and then just see how we can do that. So now we're staying within, but we have edge to edge for some reason. Because it's the whole width. But here we should have safe area. If we don't do this width, that's the entire width. That's the background. Okay, I like the top to bottom here, right? How would we get the height? Grabbing the height of the entire screen, but metal debugger. Just use the metal debugger. But why does Xcode have such tiny buttons? Like they try their best to make the buttons so tiny. Is it like that? Does it feel like it? I feel like, I mean, this is now Sequoia, right? But I feel like with Tahoe, they are increasing the button sizes everywhere, no? At least the entire visual feel is everything is much bigger than Sequoia. Even here, the buttons are like 4 times as big. Are you on the latest Sequoia as well? Do you see it there too? Tiny buttons? All right. How are we going to solve this? I don't want to spend too much time on this. We can just add some fixed padding just for the onboarding, just to work around it. I think that will be the quickest fix. All right, so if we say ignore save area here, then that should increase the Z-stack view, get us width. We got the width already correct. That means we just need to do this for top to bottom.
Can you see where like it's standing on?
Do you want to take a screenshot with the button and you can show me later? Yeah?
But please, could you see when
You can, not right now because I want to work.
okay,
If you,
then I'll ask Wendy.
and Wendy's also working. You can ask. Okay.
Can you see where like it's standing on?
Okay. Just for 5 seconds. Let me see.
All right, I'll be right back. I'll join you for 5 seconds. Run. Oh, you run on the house. How did you get up there?
Yeah.
I even have more stamina. See? There's more stamina.
Oh, you trained all the things for stamina?
Yeah.
Did you get also some hearts?
Not more hearts.
Okay. At least you can run away from enemies now instead of winning. Looks cool.
It's a good solution too.
Yeah. You got your way.
And now I'm gonna get
Proud of you!
I'm gonna get another heart.
Do it. All right, he just climbed onto a house and was proud about it. And he went to a goddess and traded his orbs in Breath of the Wild for stamina. A bunch of stamina, not more hearts. So I was saying, ignoring top and bottom, then we have our labels that go too far, and then we're just, and also at the bottom here, and then we're just going to reintroduce the padding for top and bottom, right? But left and right as well, so actually all. Ah, that's why this is the background. The background frame. So I'm thinking, why is the text spilling out? But it's because the background is not containing the V-stack. I feel like the width, card min height, max width. Okay, we got some default padding there and there. How would we make it so that color red? The background is around a rectangle. So for some reason, this guy should have save area, maybe. Such a mess. Hey, I was wondering if you had any recommendations of good lists of little warnings on top of the existing ones in SourceKit and perhaps some in Sonar that you think Swift devs would like. What of little warnings on top of the existing ones in SourceKit? I'm not using SourceKit. And Sonar doesn't ring a bell either. Do you mind elaborating what you mean? Also, what kind of warnings you're looking for? It's like I'm trying to avoid warnings here. You want to add some? Why? What if I say this whole VStack is having another VStack? Why is it full width here? That's what I'm wondering. Max width. Full width. That's max width. Oh, we have min height and max height. Basically the same. Alignment top. How would that not be the same size? Why wouldn't that be the same size? Why would that not be the same size? If I say background color, maybe it wasn't the same size here, and then I get the size here, and then it's maybe. This is what we can try. See background red. I'm not sure if it's just spilling out. Is it really full width? Okay, no, it's not full width. Yeah, I was spilling out of the... So we are the same size, the container and the background. And we have padding, but we don't have padding on top. We have horizontal padding for some reason. VStack, frame... Why we have horizontal padding for the text, I don't know. Why would that be? Travel freely, it's this one. And then spacer, and then you can comment this one out. We just have the button. Padding bottom. Makes sense. This is padding horizontally, kind of 20 as well. What if we remove the button padding? Yes, text still keeps the padding. Basically, I'm a compiler front-end engineer, and I've been working on improving Swift tooling. Not a part of Swift or Apple, in this case independently. Also, Xcode uses SourceKit in part under the hood. Was SourceKit what Apple introduced to... I have no idea. I'm just guessing of what I try to remember. That SourceKit is basic. I have no idea. I was thinking it was kind of like part of the compiler to kind of identify like you know how you built a tree of all the keywords and whatever, and you parse the code. And I was wondering if SourceKit is the library that would parse the code and divide it into these trees to evaluate what needs to be done. But again, no idea. And I think I can't help you because I have no idea either. I have no recommendations there. Swift parse actually. Is Swift parse yet another thing, or is that SourceKit? I could look it up, but I also don't want to. Is the library okay? Anyway, thanks. Yeah, sorry I couldn't be more helpful, but thanks for asking anyway. No, I'm trying going back here. Okay. Maybe that's not really. Oh, maybe that's the problem. Maybe it doesn't even have padding. It's just the alignment. Everything should be aligned leading, and I think it will be at the edge now too. That would explain it. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Okay, it did not have any padding. Now we can introduce, for VStack, we can introduce some padding. Just default padding, top, bottom, all around. How about we do 20? And then we don't need to do that for the button, because the whole thing should be having that. Okay, that looks better. Now we're getting somewhere. This is nicely aligned. That is the card. I would like to, this whole thing needs to live in an own view. New onboarding card view. New onboarding description card view. But we would have to pass in a bunch of things. Great. No, can't do that. We should do it the other way around. We should do right click and refactor extract method to file. Extract to method, we could do the same. Let's do method first, because method would be closest to no, let's try refactor extract to select file, new card. Yeah, same difference. That needs a view model information. Button is page is from coming in from somewhere. View model is observed object. I think we can just do that still. Okay, let's do that. Struct new onboarding page view, no, page view card, this page card view. Let's do that. Put all that in here. And then we say we want the page on primary action 2. All of this in here. Now we can instantiate that here. Whoa. Let's just do card. Not sure why this doesn't work. It was me. View model, onboarding, so page, and on primary action. Just give it all. And that can go into an own file afterwards. But for now, card corner radius, we can do that. No need to be living in there. Let's see if that compiles. And looks good too, still. Okay, yeah, we're still good. Let's remove this. SourceKit is built on top of the compiler's infrastructure. Honestly, I want to know now. Explain SourceKit as if I am 5 in 2-3 short sentences. This is a function, this is a variable. Helps that building the, what do you call it? Partly, yeah, SourceKit doesn't fully compile your code, but it does parse it and build syntax. Yeah, syntax tree AST-like representation. So tools can do things like, what symbol is this? Autocomplete and diagnostics. Is some work, okay. The Swift compiler, Swift syntax, and some workflows are the main places where the full detailed trees come from. Partly. Okay, so it doesn't do all the, I don't know why, if only partly, why have this library at all and not have Swift compiler and Swift syntax to do it all if they are main places anyway. I want to understand it now because SourceKit exists to be fast, not the compiler you run for real builds. Stable editor facing service. Latency matters. Editors need answers in milliseconds while you type. The full compiler pipeline is heavier and often needs, I see. So that's basically SourceKit is kind of like helping maybe with highlighting, easier, like quicker highlighting. But when you compile, then SourceKit is not really used mainly, but the Swift compiler is used to then basically double check and really make sure that what you wrote is correct. The full compiler pipeline is heavier and often needs the whole build context to be correct. SourceKit does just enough parsing, indexing, semantic work to power IDE features quickly. Okay, cool. That makes sense now. So syntax is different. Syntax trees for source transformation. SourceKit interactive tooling with stable API. I see. Okay, cool beans. Cool stuff. Alrighty, then if we rerun this one more time, just making sure it works as expected, then I can put this into an own file, that whole thing. Refactor to file, great. Swift UI, we do that. Let's reintroduce that. Now we're going to need more stuff. Entry value, pass value, selected option IDs. Entry value, bindings, pass value. What does pass value do? It's setting it, but then since it's only used here, submit. Interesting though. It's owned by the view. Where's pass value used here? Nowhere else. So we're not using that anywhere. So that one doesn't need to be passed in. It's owned. Here we can. Let's do it maybe after or before. Maybe here, like that. And then we need to fix the onboarding page card view. View model. Entry value. Select options ID. Page. On primary action. Now all these things should also work. Once we go far enough, we would see input field. To find your way in, connect with others. There's the input field. Okay, we can swipe back, that's good. Now we can take care of the missing padding here. So we can just say, you know what? Padding left and right is fine, but padding just top should be, let's just do 100. It doesn't have to be top aligned. It just has to be like well within. It could just look nice. See, it's just well within. On some devices, it's going to be closer up, maybe closer down. Who cares? It's nice, well within. All right? And you just continue. And then we are going to remove the background here. I wonder if we can say if debug. But we don't really need that, even for debug right now. Right. And then we want to replace that image here. Let's do van life compass. Grab the image from here. Ah, nice. Okay. Let's grab that. Maybe do no mask. Show me the full. It's already full. Maybe we can just keep the original. That looks nice. What if it was one background picture and we just slide from left to right? Let's keep it simple. I don't want to overcomplicate it, but it does look like we could be doing that. Onboarding first page. Actually, yeah. We can call it like that. Van life compass, resources. We just place it onto the desktop first. get the assets. What do we have? Onboarding, onboarding. Onboarding, new onboarding background. And then we're going to say page image here. Wait, which one is it? Live together? I think so. Live together, yeah, it's the same thing. Okay. So let's do this instead. Let's see how that looks like. So that way we get rid of the white background at the bottom here. Now it's the whole thing. Okay, cool. I think the bottom padding could actually be also greater. Just a little bit. This is the card, right? We could say, I mean, we could add a spacer or padding. Bottom. Bump it up a little bit. Whoops, everything went away. I don't know when this is happening, when the chat is just resetting, or why it's happening. We are a little bit further up now. I wonder if we should just generally say, instead of just padding, where is it here? With new onboarding page view, instead of giving that padding top, has save area, right? Save area, and then an additional padding to the save area. It looks a little bit more tighter. I think it's good enough, no? It's very low here though. It has to be a little bit the bottom card view, rounded. Rounded rectangle. Rounded rectangle. Padding within. Padding bottom. What is that? Why do I see that stuff there? Class effect, clipped. Is that a blur that we don't see? Card min height, corner radius. Okay, that looks a little bit nicer. Now the radius is not too sharp compared to the edges. But it's still down there with... I don't like whatever these are. To me, it looks like there's a blur spilling. Okay, looks good to me. Clipped. It is clipped. What if I just say here? Clipped? But it's... That would not make sense because I think the edges come from there. Yeah. So the edges come from here somewhere. Let's give things a background. Because we said like here, if we say background red, then we see the edges, right? We need to, oh, you know what we need? We need a clip shape. Not clip, we need a clip shape.
What do you do is see what like this did? Can you see what like this did?
Okay. 5 seconds.
Like that. I think that's what we need. That way. So many rounded rectangle. It's gone. Okay, that was it. Nobody would have noticed, I think, but I would know. I would know. You see the difference? Wait. This one, that edge right there. Okay. Cool. This looks good to me. Then this is view onboarding, right? Okay, this is new. What did we change? New here, image, new file, increased corner radius, reintroduced the fields, did some clip shape improvement, passed, refactored out that view into its own card view, and that's it. Okay, cool. Okay, new onboarding flow view to avoid swipe gesture, refactored card view into own file, other improvements. Okay. Now we're going. Yes.
My teammates ask how to record. I think they can use your app because they want to record their PowerPoint while their face is here. Because last time I don't want to have the screen, right? The PowerPoint content. But right now we need to have PowerPoint with our face.
I see.
Yeah.
They could use my app. Totally. I think you can also use QuickTime Player, but I don't mind them. I don't mind giving them my app.
QuickTime Player is, but for the QuickTime Player,
Yeah.
we can only record our face, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but can it also record our screen?
Oh no, that doesn't do it at the same time.
That's why.
Oh, my app doesn't do that either.
Oh.
It doesn't record the screen and your face at the same time.
Oh, okay. Then, how to do it?
The best way is.
Because last time, because on your Twitter you have those.
Yeah, I use the built-in. If you Command Shift 5, then you can record your entire screen. Record selected portion, and you or you say record entire screen. That over there.
And how to add our face here?
You just open an app like QuickTime Player and have it. So it's there.
Oh, thank you.
Bukachi. But maybe it's a good feature to add to record the screen alongside it. Okay, I'm not going to care about the content that's written here, but maybe the